It's the Weather Blender blog. It is late on the 5th of January, heading into the 6th of January. Hi, everybody. Spencer Adkins here in the Weather Lab. I know we're kind of in our formal surroundings here, but no jacket required. Okay, so let's jump into some of the weather models here. I will take a peek at some of the images and kind of walk you through what's going to happen. Not a whole lot of disagreement, and I like that there's not a lot of disagreement in the weather models. We start off looking at the radar composite. Rain across the Carolinas. Snow, it appears like a nice batch of snow across southern West Virginia, southeast Kentucky, but no, because the air is so dry, that stuff is not reaching the ground. That's what you call virga. It is reaching the ground from Michigan on through Illinois, and another patch back across the Dakotas. You can see the direction of travel there is indicated by my marvelous arrows. All right, let's check out our surface features again. Dry air thanks to high pressure over West Virginia, eastern Ohio, and yes, again, even Kentucky, southwest Virginia. We have kind of a complex bunch of stuff going on back there. A low pressure up over Lake Superior, and we have a cold front that's swinging down from Iowa, the first of many. The high pressure that I've circled, well, that is indicating a very cold bundle of air, and cold air literally is more dense than the other air around it, so it literally has more weight, so to speak, more pressure. It exerts more pressure, so it is a higher pressure being exerted on the globe here, and that cold air literally has more density, and it literally kind of oozes to the south. So we're going to experience that. And on the nose of that, yes, snow will be flying. Weather models. Let's show you the NAM weather model, and this is looking out at Thursday night. And anything that's green is precipitation. If it's north of the blue line, that's snow. Look at the blue line. It's all the way down to Atlanta and Birmingham. And you can see I've just shown you the direction of travel of the precipitation there along those lines. The red line indicates that. So snow spreading across Ohio by 7 o'clock Thursday night and into Kentucky, and the low pressure up over the Great Lakes. A couple of areas of low pressure spinning around up there at the surface. This is now Friday morning, and you can see the coverage of the snow, and we're into that second category of moisture from 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of moisture up along the mountains, and this should be what we call a high ratio snow. So that really usually it's what we call a 10-to-1 ratio, so you'd see an inch of snow out of 1/10 of an inch of water. I think we'll see more than that, light fluffy stuff. And then you can see the pattern Saturday morning according to the NAM kind of breaking down. That low, actually a couple of lows, weakening somewhat, going back up a little bit in pressure to 1,000 millibars. Still a lot of cold air trapped, the core of the cold air again up over Lake Superior and Lake Huron, and the cold air streaming in with the snow bands for southern Ohio, northern Kentucky, the mountains of West Virginia, and even southwest Virginia. So it's still going to remain very cold, but that rain snow line lifting a little bit to the north. Now, how much snow are we looking at? Well, we'll just look at basically the NAM model. We will compare it with the GFS here in just a moment. 2 to 3 inches of snow across eastern Ohio up around Wheeling. This is by Friday morning. 2 to 3 inches of snow is indicated by that light blue shade around Beckley, areas east of Charleston. 1 to 2 inches around Charleston, and about an inch or less around Huntington, Ashland, Ironton. And so again, it looks like the big winners would be your Webster Springs, your Summersville areas. Then we go out 24 more hours, and you can see we've had more snow. About an inch, maybe a little bit, inch and a half around the Huntington area, 3 inches around the Charleston area. We're stepping up in elevation, and then it's 6 to 10 on those higher peaks east of Summersville, and you can still see that green zone, 4 to 6 right around Beckley and Bluefield. And then we tack on another 12 hours. This is by 7 o'clock Saturday night. Now we're up to 6 to 12 inches of fluffy snow, again around Richwood, on up through, let's say, maybe even Adkins. Beckley still hanging in there at about 6 plus, and just about 4 inches of snow just east of Charleston, Cabin Creek, 3 inches right over Charleston, 2 inches or so right around the Huntington area, but still kind of a big donut hole in southern Ohio, southeast Kentucky, somewhere in that 2 to 3 inch range, according to the NAM model. GFS model spreads out the precipitation a little farther south, but it's not as aggressive. This is by actually, that should be 7 p.m. Saturday. That is showing that the green zone is up to 6 inches. But you saw the other model there certainly was more aggressive with the snowfall. And again, I think that is the correct take because of the fact that it's not going to take very much moisture to create a lot more snow. The ratio usually is 10 to 1. Now, in the last time we had the snow, actually Charleston had reported some areas with a 50 to 1 ratio. So something like 1/10 of an inch of water could make 5 inches of fluffy snow. That's a little bit crazy. I don't know if we'll be that high, but easily 30 to 1, yeah, we could see that. So getting ready for a slick commute, couple of inches of snow on the ground Friday, and then we'll tack on a few more as we go throughout the day, especially in the high terrain. So it's not like we have to get out and shovel a whole lot from Charleston to the west. Certainly in the mountains we'll have to shovel throughout, but slick travel nonetheless. That means we are going to have to slow down. So that's the very latest. That's a little peek of what's going on. Another hint, another storm coming up, let's say somewhere around Tuesday of next week, followed by the flood of that cold air once again jamming in from up north, oozing back into the neighborhood ever so slowly. So there you go, a little hint that the heating bill is going to continue to be an issue. We will have more right here on the Weather Blender Blog.